potentially listen to this video if you've inquired regarding the personal development sessions that BeOne have been running in the Glossop area. We've just come to the end of our first 8-week block, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what the sessions are, the feedback that we've had from the last sessions that we ran, all based around BeOne's kind of bespoke and unique meds model, which has been hugely successful over in the Stockport and South Manchester area, and we're now delivering more in-person workshops, Glossop specific. Now, although BeOne sits, as I've talked about before, within like the mental health bracket, we look at ourselves very much more kind of a proactive organisation, especially around personal development, so kind of working on yourself. And we like to feel people are proud to come to the sessions that we put on and the workshops that we put on, because it's not kind of your typical room therapy style session. Is very much kind of personal development proactively, where you are working on yourself and developing aspects of understanding and awareness, but then things to go away from, to either identify externally away from us or just start to put something in action to aid yourself in terms of potentially how you're thinking about yourself and your life, potentially how you are feeling and the things that are affecting you, and ultimately how to make better decisions in certain areas. Now, within these sessions, you are never asked to speak up. You are never asked to give any answers, or if we do any task-based stuff, you're never kind of put on the spot. I've been there myself, and it's not somewhere that I feel kind of comfortable within. So at times, some people may want to speak up and speak out. Other individuals might not say something through the session, but still take so much from it. And you would never be pressured within that environment as well. So I think it's quite a unique space that we hold in terms of when we're delivering the information that we are. But again, everything that we are doing is impact driven, and the impact that we've already made through the proactive aspect that we bring into people understanding more about themselves, but then having the ability to go away and start to implement things within their own life, is a real strong essence of what we've already achieved in helping people do. So I think if you're listening to this and thinking, kind of, what is it about? We kind of really sit down and help you understand more about the mind and the brain, but on a level that is understandable and relatable, to help you understand, like, why am I thinking this way about this certain aspect, or I want to start to transition my way of thinking to be more positive, or to develop in some way. Same with emotions. Emotions can drive a lot of people impulsively, and they ultimately end up regretting things that they've done or ways that they're living. Very emotionally driven individuals can start to kind of track back and understand, like, what am I being triggered off? What emotions am I running off? And how can I start to transition this? Or if I'm living in quite a negative pattern of emotions, how can I actually switch this? How can I switch this so I've got more triggers that enable me to have positive emotions? Like, a trigger can be a good thing. A trigger can trigger excitement. It can trigger motivation. It can trigger happiness. It can trigger love. Like, a trigger is something that triggers you to something. And you can have negatives as well as positives, and that's something that we want to help you find and understand. We also dip into decisions. Decisions are huge. Again, you may be watching this now, and the decision is, do I go to the workshop or do I not? Hopefully, the substance of what I'm talking about now is aiding you to hopefully feel that this could be something quite valuable, quite unique, and something that could be quite powerful for you to take into life. These are very positive driven. They are very focused around kind of really taking empowerment of your life, which is one of our values. And that's the information that we give out. So decisions are key on a day-to-day basis. Are you making the right decisions for yourself and your life to move forward, to live happier, to be progressing, to be capitalizing on things? Like, decisions are really key. And sometimes also it's looking at decisions that we're making that are having a negative effect on our lives and our minds and our bodies, and understanding, why am I making those decisions? Again, is that linked back into emotions? Is that linked back into my thought patterns? And how do I start to make stronger decisions? A lot of that is based around understanding our identity and structure in our life a little bit better. And that's, in essence, our last workshop is around structure. I delivered this last night. Again, it isn't saying at 8 a.m. you've got to do this, at 8:30, 9 a.m. It's more about, no, just, is your life structured in a way that's going to enable you to live happier? Is your life structured in a way that's going to bring you senses and emotions of good feelings? Is your life set up in a way that's mentally going to make you feel good about yourself and your life? Or is life structured in a way that's really taking control of you right now, and is really kind of making you feel a bit lost, a little bit down, a little bit depressed, a little bit frustrated? You feel you're not gaining any traction and can't understand why. So the structure element really kind of aids you both from an external perspective, but also an internal perspective. When we start to structure things from a cognitive aspect, like our brain understands what we are kind of structuring, and it starts to calm down and feel okay and feel like Benny's in control. I can see everything that Benny's doing, and Benny's in control of these situations and areas, and it starts to kind of de-stress in essence, which is the power of formulating specific plans, but again, bespoke to yourself. So the last thing to say is like, the information and tools and aspects that we give out with BeOne and get you to kind of go through and think about, we never give you answers. What we're trying to do is aid you in finding the right answer for yourself in your life. It's not for us to say how you should live. It's not for us to say how you should feel or how you should decide. What we are trying to aid you with is information and understanding what is right for me. So for me in my life, what do I want? For me in my life, how do I want to feel? How do I want to think? Where do I want my life to go? And how do I start then to move towards it? And that's where we can aid you in helping you understand that how, basically. But the what it looks like, or what you want it to be, ultimately kind of comes from you. And that's hopefully the power in what BeOne will give you if you come down to the meds model